All right, time now is 11:52 a.m. on April 29th. So yeah, I slept from 3 a.m. to 11 11-ish, 11:15 maybe. And yeah, it was a good sleep, but I couldn't fall asleep immediately because I was just thinking about Leslie, and then I woke up again. I woke up at around 8, thinking that I have to go somewhere. Yeah, and then I dreamed about the same dreams again. I dreamed about going back to the school, and it's like a giant concrete structure. Um, yeah, god damn it, I look hideous. I look super freaking hideous. So, my biggest concern right now actually isn't even Leslie. I'll tell you what my biggest concern is. My biggest concern is last night I went to the bathroom for a number two, and it got clogged. Okay, that happened to me so a lot of times. I can handle it smoothly. I plumped it with a plump. Didn't work. Okay, that's happened to me once before. So what I did was I waited until next morning, and magically all the water will be gone. Even though it's still stuck, it's just that they went through the toilet paper. Um, so I flushed it again, and it's stuck again. But I plumped again next morning for like 20 times, and it finally worked. Great. But that's what I did. This morning I woke up, I checked the toilet, nothing has changed. The water level is a little bit lower, but it's still fucking stuck. It's still fucking clogged. So I pumped and I pumped and I pumped and I pumped and I pumped, and I think I did it for 20 minutes. I did it for about 20 minutes and with no results. My hands are so tired and sore right now. And also, the more I pump it, the less diluted the water is. It's so fucking disgusting and nasty. And it's splashing all over the place outside the toilet bowl. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. My only option right now is to call TripleLink and send someone here to help me fix this. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I clog like 5 times, boom, water goes away. Sometimes 20 times, boom. Sometimes it never goes away, like this. So that's fucking great. So yeah, aside from that, today I'm gonna watch 5 episodes of Vinland Saga, review it, and then at 7 I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna go to Arrow Theater to watch Ran by Kurosawa, which is absolutely amazing. And I'm going to be watching with Leslie again, which is gonna be a whole trip after yesterday. My first time watching Ran, which is sometimes known as the greatest film of all times, besides The Girl I Like, after the reveal yesterday. It's just going to be an emotional journey. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about her. I spoke with Michelle again last night, and she said, "So are you over her?" Fuck no, I'm not over her. When I was in love with Mary, Mary was with this boyfriend and that boyfriend, and never for once I was over her just because she has another person. I will still love whoever I want to love. Same here. Except I'm still at a very great advantage because the girl she loves, she thinks she's in love. She's not dating that girl. Second of all, that girl isn't even in the US. So it's not like the end of the world. Like, this is 100 million times better than if she reveals to me that she's dating freaking Ken or something, you know? Or some guy, some other guy in my college. I would just die. That would be an utter defeat. But no, like, she's just reminiscing. And also, just because she thinks that her interaction with that other girl is really sweet and beautiful and awesome, doesn't mean that she thinks her interaction with me isn't sweet and beautiful and awesome. Of course, that is a very bold assumption that, you know, I'm so cool, like, I'm a fucking loser. Let's be real with it. But if she did enjoy her interactions with me, she wouldn't just tell me directly. I don't know what she would do. I've never been in a situation like this, but you know, I feel like there's still more chance between us. Chances are a little lower, but doesn't mean it's not a chance. But yeah, I'm gonna fucking call the Triple Link boys to come in and salvage this fucking situation. God fucking damn it. It's like one of my worst enemies. I may also go to Ralph's or Nijia Market today because I've run out of food again. Of course. Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I just, yeah, again, I would just like to tell her that I just want to tell her something today. It doesn't have to be something big, but it just doesn't feel right after yesterday. It just doesn't feel right. It's just, it just doesn't feel right. I just don't feel comfortable. I want to tell her that after she told me the story, I cried. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like one of the biggest benchmarks between me and Michelle's relationship is me revealing how much I hate myself. And I feel like that's kind of missing. Like, I need to show Leslie how much I hate myself. Or used to hate myself. Because I don't love myself now, but like, I respect myself a lot more, you know, for what I've done. You know, living from the ground up. Building from the ground up. Sort of, bringing myself back to the stage. Time now is, 4:31. The toilet is still clogged. I tried plunging it 3 times, and by that I mean 3 sessions, and each session about half an hour, just non-stop plunging. I tried every method. I tried to use hot water and floor cleaner to dissolve it. It does not work. I requested 2 maintenance requests. No response from that yet. At least I finished watching Vinland Saga. Alright, so for about $50-something, here's what I got. I got a cream pan. Yes, got some peach rice mochi, got some sausage buns, got some chicken sandwich, got some pork slices, and also a cod underneath. Got a green tea bun, got chicken karaage, I got this jelly, I got a couple Fuji apples, I got big bok choy. Again, I don't know what the hell should I get, really. Got a couple squash, got 2 cans of Sprite and 1 milk tea. Happy dinner. Alright, it's 7:18 p.m. In about 12 minutes, I will be watching the film Ran by Kurosawa. The film that I've been waiting to watch for like 3 years, ever since I've known Kurosawa. I'm incredibly excited, but also I've had a bad day. And I won't be watching alone. Leslie will be there. In fact, she's already there. With Drew and Ken the Taiwanese. This will be an interesting experience. Let's go in. Kurosawa, save me. Fuck Godard. Oh god. American Cinematheque.
So great. I watch this, no matter how big your TV screen is at home, it just doesn't feel like it matches the scope of.
Alright, my time now is 12:42 after midnight. Um, yeah, so nobody came into my place to fix the toilet. It's still clogged right now. I've never had a toilet clog issue this bad in my life. I think the longest time the toilet has been clogged for me was like a few hours before someone else fixes it for me. That, or I just do it myself the next day. But I'm afraid I have to wait until tomorrow for some results. Except tomorrow I'll be outside of my apartment the whole day, so I'll have to not go to the bathroom for number two until next Monday, because someone will come here next Monday, I hope, unless the apartment breaks its promise, which it does all the time. So I'm feeling really great about it. I think the only good thing is that the water level is going down, so maybe there's a chance that the toilet paper gets softened, or I can flush again next morning and then plump again next morning. I think the chances will be higher, but I really plumped for so much today. It's honestly kind of stupid. But yeah, I went to Nijio Market, came back home, listened to some sad music, and it's so cloudy and foggy today. I think 30% of the time this year so far, it's also either cloudy or rainy for some reason. Like has entered its doom and gloom era. But yeah, listen to some Mid-Air Thief, listen to Radiohead. I'm just not feeling great at all. I don't know why. I think it's just a combination of my toilet being clogged and what Leslie told me yesterday, and just me being stressed out in general about film 33, and also my very strong want to be sad and then actually fulfilling that want in a placebo type of way. So most of today for me was basically pretty, I wouldn't say sad, but a little on edge, a little unsettled. The way I could describe my feeling now, it would be, it feels like the end of the world is coming. It just feels like things are falling apart and it's forever going to be broken and falling apart, and something like that. So yeah, essentially there's that. Um, yeah, so I went to Nijio Market, came back, got a bunch of food. When I arrived at Nijio Market, I just looked at the meat. I have no idea what I want to eat. I have no idea what I want to buy. I just look at the meat and I just go, fuck it, I'll just get some food. I don't really care anymore. I also didn't text Michelle at all today, as much as I want to text her and sort of like spill out my feelings and all that. I just feel like she will give me some type of emotional support, and I don't need it. I want myself to revel in my own pain and suffering right now. So there's that. Um, but if I had a headache today. I feel like my sleep quality was terrible, even though I got to naturally wake up. It just didn't feel right. I just couldn't sleep smoothly. I just feel sleep deprived still, and yeah, I had a headache for the most part today, and it was a slight headache. I just didn't feel good at all. Um, so yeah, maybe my sad era is coming back. I'm excited for that. But yeah, I went to Nijio Market, came back. When I was shopping in Nijio Market, some people, like there was a group of Japanese people behind me. I don't even care. I've listened to so much Japanese today. I've listened to more Japanese than English or even Cantonese at all today, because I watched so many episodes of Vinland Saga and then Nijio Market and then Ran the film. Like it's just so much Japanese. I've surrounded myself with so much Japanese, and this music I listen to is also all Japanese. Like, but anyways, I came back home and I thought to myself, okay, I don't have time for a quick dinner, and I'm not that hungry either. I'm just gonna eat some ranch Doritos. I'm gonna eat the popcorn that I haven't finished from Bo's Afraid screening. So I ate them, and then I realized, holy shit, it's already 6:50. The screening is 7:30. What? I need to leave right now, and I want to arrive early too, so that I could go outside the theater and like make a little video for Red. Because the Arrow Theater is one of the locations in the short film, and Red is the production designer. So I might as well turn this into a little location scouting session, like a mini location scouting session, you know. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm gonna be late. So I immediately like finished up all the ranch Doritos and then went back out again. And also, I didn't take a piss in the toilet at all. I took a piss in the shower place, which still works, but like, come on, really. But yeah, I fucking what was I gonna say? Yeah, I immediately went for the bus. I ran again. Ron, haha. I ran for the bus. I hopped on. Went there and I walked super fast. What was originally gonna be an 18-minute long walk took me 11 minutes to arrive at the Arrow Theater. And then there it is, the cursed theater. And it's cursed because this is the first time I've actually been to Arrow. And it's this like mystical place where a lot of people talk about it. Drew talks about it all the time. And like Leslie and Ken went there to watch War and Peace together. Like, so it's kind of like a cursed place. And now that it's like one of the film locations in the short film, as if it's not cursed enough, like this place is gonna, like some, you know, I go to a place and they're just like a regular place. But then because these places are so tied with my story and my lore and the people around me, they become significant places. So now a lot of theaters around LA have a significance to them. Like Newark, I hang out with Cliff, and Cliff is texting me literally right now. You know, $1 Million Theater, I ran into Leslie and Drew. A freaking Academy Museum, you know, with Cliff and Leslie and Pepper were there as well. I went to watch AMC Century City with Aoba, you know, AMC in Monterey Park for the HKOS thing. And also, I think I watched, yeah, I also went to Century City with the freaking, the first host, which I will never forget. Absolutely disgusting experience. Yeah, went to Cinemark so many times. Went to Cinemark to watch The Batman with Christian. Like, these theaters will forever, like, tied to certain memories and certain people. And that's really cool, but also really fucked up. And then me going to watch Blue Island myself and Lamela, friggin' Whittier, the cinema with Pepper. Like, goddamn, you know. But yeah, essentially there's that. Anyways, I arrived at the theater, I went in, and I forgot to ask them for a physical ticket. I just went in and I was breathing heavily because I walked super fast. I walked into the theater and I looked around, and immediately right after that I saw Ken, but he didn't see me. Of course, I always see people first before they see me. And then I texted Leslie. Leslie also texted me, like, about a couple minutes, like at 7:29, and she's like, no, she sent me a photo at 7:11, so she's already there, like 20 minutes before the movie began, or before the event began. And then at 7:29, I was like, are there seats? Are there still seats? And I was hoping that she would save a seat for me, and she said, yes, we saved a seat for you. And I'm like, thank you. I said that in Cantonese. Which is fucking great. So I feel humbled that the girl I like saved a seat for me in the cinema. Except they're sitting in the center row of the cinema, and I couldn't sit beside Leslie. So to Leslie's right is this Asian girl, this East Asian girl who looks very northern and maybe a little Altaic. I've seen her before during WoW shoot, and I made a funny guess saying that she could be Mongolian, but today when I saw her, I could immediately tell that she is her Korean roommate, Leslie's Korean roommate, Amaris. And then it's Leslie, and then to Leslie's left, it's Drew, and then I sat on Drew's left for the entirety of the film. But it doesn't really matter anyways. Like, I already got to sit beside Leslie for Seven Samurai, you know. So I watched the film, and I again like I was so sleep deprived, even though it shouldn't be theoretically. But for the first 30 minutes, I almost fell asleep at multiple occasions. But then there's a battle sequence that was so fucking well made and well edited that it literally woke me up. And then for the rest of the film, I was like glued to the screen. I was freaking glued to the screen, and all the way until the end. And I realized the movie just ends, and I'm like, whoa, what? That's like 3 hours? That felt like half an hour. Like that felt like an hour. That didn't feel like 3 hours to me. It just flew by, just like that. And I'm like, what? I wish there was more. So literally when the film ends and it like cuts to black, fades to black, I was like, I literally physically did, I was like that. And yeah, I was just so happy. It was such an interesting experience. Like not, like today could have been any other day. Let's say, you know, Leslie, you know, I sit with Leslie. And Leslie's not in love with anyone else. So our relationship is not that complicated. My toilet is not clogged, and I had a good sleep, and I'm not that stressed out. I wouldn't feel this fucking way, you know. So yeah, I just realized that I have college homework to handle. Okay, I'll handle them like right now. But yeah, there's that. I yeah, after the film, Amaris and Leslie went to the bathroom. I and Drew talked a little bit. I was like, "Oh, it's such a great film." Blah blah. He seemed a little awkward. He was a little quiet about it. But afterwards, me, Leslie, Drew, and the Korean roommate stood outside the theater and talked about it for like maybe 20 minutes. We just discussed like what's great about it, and I complimented the lighting, the music, the choreography, and how fast the film flew by. And the colors, and I just love the themes, the ending shot and everything, and I said I like it more than Seven Samurai. Leslie doesn't seem to be as impressed. Leslie said it's great, you know, it's Shakespearean, you know, it's nice. It seems like she likes Seven Samurai more, but I love Ran, like, and I was so scared that it's gonna let me down because I had such high expectations going in, and it didn't let me down. In fact, it pretty much lived up to my expectations, which is so fucking impressive. So, yeah, and I was scared too because the first half an hour was kind of slow, and I was like, oh my god, is this movie gonna disappoint me? Turns out it didn't. It didn't disappoint me. It was just so full of twists and turns. It's kind of amazing. But yeah, essentially there's that. I guess if this is like my first Kurosawa film, I could be disappointed because the characters aren't like lovable or anything. But yeah, anyways, I'll save that for a movie review. But yeah, you know, Leslie looks nice, and I'm starting to notice her necklaces, like what she's wearing. She wears 2 rings on, I think, her right hand, and one is on her second finger, one is on the fourth finger, and then she also has a watch and a black wristband on her left wrist. And today she's also wearing a necklace, and it's with this small metallic rectangle. But her hairdo today is like terrible. It's like smoothed down with like this. So it's like a maiden hairstyle, like a very I don't know, it reminds me of like of terrible like Julianne Moore in some movie, like that type of hairstyle. Like I think it looks like Julianne Moore in Magnolia. It looks terrible. It doesn't fit Leslie. Leslie's a wild beast. She has a monstrous personality and fit for a monstrous hairstyle, not this smooth maiden look. Like what the fuck is that? Like her putting her back hair to the back with a ponytail, not that great, but that's nice. But you know, if her hair is like a fucking mess, like a fucking typhoon, like I think that would look the best. But yeah, you know, I just smiled and I acted like how I used to, and I guess I bet Leslie doesn't even know how bad I feel, like how bad I felt last night and then today, and like I'm like suffering every time I see her now, which is so fucking Wong Kar-wai, by the way. But yeah, essentially there's that. I just don't know. I really don't know. I just yeah, and then Drew drove us back. I thought we were gonna take an Uber back home, and I'm so prepared to like pay again, but no. Drew drove us back home. Drew first drove Leslie and Amaris back to their place, which is somewhere near CMD. We passed by CMD, and Leslie joked saying, "Now I joked saying I said I've been saying CMD so much it's become part of my vocabulary." And Drew, I'm surprised at this. Drew said CMD stands for Center for Madness and Delusion, and then Leslie laughed, because it's edgy, and then and then Leslie said Professor Crucio would really like Ron, and then Drew was like, "Oh yeah, he likes Ron," and I said I heard that Crucio likes Luis Buñuel, and Drew wasn't super sure, but he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, Crucio likes Luis Buñuel a lot." It's like I know more than Drew even, and then the air vent just does not turn off, and then I mentioned. And then Leslie randomly asked me, "Am I free next Saturday?" I'm like, "Next Saturday? Like, what's going on? Like the rehearsal?" Um, Turns out they're planning to screen 2001: A Space Odyssey at Secret Movie Club, and then at some point, I realized they're not talking about Secret Movie Club. They're talking about playing it at CMD, and it's just like us. And I thought they're joking, but now I'm thinking it's serious. I don't know, but that's really nice. She's inviting me to another movie, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta go, I gotta go." And yeah, Drew continued to like, have fun and say, "Yeah, this is really a center of madness and delusion. Like, there will be madness next Wednesday because Breathless." And it's so funny because I'm sitting behind Drew, and I'm gonna be the scriptie for Breathless. I technically helped Leslie write Breathless, her scene. It's technically like I feel like this is also my scene now because my lighthouse scene never got chosen by Professor Antonio. So now I feel like I have an obligation to, do Professor Cuccio's class Leslie's Breathless, Wonka YFI'd. There we go. So there's that. And then that's it. That's it. I bet Leslie has no idea that I'm suffering. Like I smile, and Leslie's also not liked my Instagram stories lately, which shouldn't be like an alarming thing because like people don't like my Instagram stories like usually anyways. So I don't take this for granted at all, but like come on. I don't know what's going on. Maybe Leslie's like beginning to be fed up of me, like maybe I'm just showing up too much. And Leslie said that you need to be distant from someone for a while in order to be in love with them. Maybe I'm just too not distant. I just show up too often and I become such a conventional person. But then again, I don't know. I just feel like there's so much more I could tell Leslie about my personality. It's not the end of the road here. If I had a private moment with Leslie today, I would definitely tell her that I have something to tell her. And then on Wednesday, I'll tell her that I lied. Actually, I am in love with someone now, but then I will refuse to tell her who it is. And then by then, she would probably have an idea. Oh, is it me? Because she's actually kind of smart. She basically guessed Theo. When I told her like someone in my class is a little weird, like a snake, like a two-headed snake, two-faced, and she's like, Crucio? And I'm like, no. And she thought about it for a while, and she's like, Theo? And yes. Like, it was an easy guess for her. And then that's how she told me that she has a crush on Theo, even though I already freaking knew. But yeah, Drew drove me back. I mentioned the whole movie night being canceled thing. Like, they tried to play Brokeback Mountain last night in CMD, and it got canceled for some reason. I don't even know why. I told that to Drew, and Drew was like, "What, really? Did something like that really happen? Okay, now I gotta look into it." Which is good, because I feel like if Drew wants to play 2001: A Space Odyssey on a big screen, like, at least we want to make sure we don't get shut down or something. Like how Betsy and Abril tried to play Brokeback Mountain last night. So that's that. So yeah, Drew drove me back home. It's just like Birkin's driven me back home, Benny's driven me back home, so many people has driven me back home. actually kind of funny. And I also texted a bunch of other people. Berkan, texted Carly, texted Eric Tova, texted Benny about tomorrow's location scout, and hopefully it goes well. Texted Red, also Chester, that Hong Konger guy, that little plus-sized Hong Konger guy, and he asked me if I'm coming tomorrow, and I said yes, and I said Pepper and another Hong Konger guy are coming too. So yeah, just so many people text me. Texted Cliff, texted Justin. Like, people just keep freaking texting me nowadays. I feel so blessed. And yeah, I don't know. Leslie fell in love with that girl, or maybe fall in love with that girl, because they really think alike. But you don't have to think alike with someone in order to fall in love with someone. I do think that there's a possibility that I and Leslie think really alike, because we're both really self-hating, really cynical, really depressed, mentally unstable, wildly creative people. But at the same time, we're also really different. I'm like lawful insane. She's just like chaotic insane, you know? And that's like very different. So that's that. I don't know. I'm both happy and sad. I just can't really describe my feeling right now. I just can't. Alright, this is gonna be quick. Time now is 8:33 a.m. in the morning on April 30th. I just woke up. I slept from 3:30 to 7:30, and then I was like, fuck, I'm so tired. I'm just gonna go back to sleep for 5 more minutes. And that 5 minutes turned out to be 54 minutes. So, it's actually 8:33 a.m. right now, and that's fucked because I was supposed to meet people at 8:30. So yeah, I am gonna immediately change my clothes, eat a bread, and just rush out of here like a madman. And shit. Okay. But yeah, location scouting in the morning. I'm going all the way to Encino, and then afternoon I'm going all the way to Whittier with Pepper and Potter. And then I'll be home at night. So hopefully my portable charger works. Gonna fill up some water from my bottle. That's it. Oh boy. This is atrocious. We're so fucked. We're so screwed. Oh boy.
They're getting out of the
Okay, I think
Holy
Mom
shit.
and Bula is available.
Holy
In
shit.
case you want to get it. Okay, bye.
Holy shit.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, well, thank you.
She's so big now.
Oh. Go Clover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Second living room, and then den.
Okay.
We don't need to.
That's personal.
Okay, so when they're shooting outside, no, it's this one.
Oh, is this the master's bedroom?
The couple we just met, they're the homeowner. They're husband and wife.
things over there that just cannot be done.
Yeah,
Because people pay, $70,000 tuition fees and so forth. So sometimes it operates more like a rental facility in a way,
really.
and I'm not really.
I've been waiting here for like 40 minutes. More than that, actually. Fuck. Ah,係啊 Whittier Village Cinemas.
開始嘅時候，廚房戲院最初主要係個西片嘅，不過你又估唔到佢早場原來有得睇新馬仔啊！
咁佢都係嘅開荒牛，當時冇回報。
可能喺嗰度啊嘛 ，Happy 喺嗰度，唔喺嗰邊啊。
因為我哋會整個大合照啦，然後咧我哋有其中一個教授咧會同大家係分享一下嘅。咁tonight it's going to be our last screening, and so really honored to host this, and hope you enjoy tonight's show. Thanks so much.
元宇宙其實就係網路上嘅 3D 虛擬世界，你可以喺入邊同其他參與嘅人即時互動。而我作為 3D 世界嘅創作者，就將香港一啲消失咗嘅歷史建築或者古物重新製作成 3D 模型，然後放喺呢個虛擬世界入邊展覽俾大家欣賞。
进来看看呐、这些究竟什么？
主要呢邊好多人嘅，塞緊條路個頭係啊！
嗰度啦，你翻屋企啦，係嘛？
我可以同佢翻屋企，但係你唔應承我一樣嘢。
咩啊？
之前嘅嗰兩套短片啦，我喺上面好嘈嘅，但係我聽到你哋買飛係可以 cover 晒我哋嘅 cost， 但係今次呢個電影節就係唔得嘅。咁所以咧，希望你哋如果一陣離開嘅時候有能力嘅，1蚊、2蚊、10蚊，我哋都歡迎你。希望你哋可以擺喺我哋個 donation box， 可以幫我哋即係幫補一下喺呢個係啦，喺呢個虧損嘅情況之下，唔使蝕咁多。咁另
Alright, time now is 1:51 a.m. in the morning. Let's wrap it up. I'm extremely tired. So yeah, today I woke up late. I woke up at 7:30 and I thought I had a little more time, so maybe I could sleep for a little, like 5 minutes more, and then those 5 minutes became 54 minutes. And I started panicking. I wasn't super panicky, but I was like, fuck, gotta go. Professor Cuchillo's waiting for me. Birkin's probably texting me right now, like I'm scared. So I immediately brushed my teeth, changed my clothes. The toilet's still clogged. I don't have time to care about that anymore. And I immediately freaking left. Alright. Let's drink some water. And Thomas called me, and Red texted me first. So Birkin didn't text me, Carly didn't text me, Benny didn't text me, nobody texted me. First things first, Red texted me. Red was like, hey, I'm at the campus now. There's literally no one here. What's going on? And I immediately responded saying, oh, I'm sorry, I overslept by a little bit, but I'm rushing over, I'll be here in 10 to 15 minutes. And he's like, okay. And then Thomas called me, and Thomas said, hey, where are you? I'm at the campus. And I'm like, what? Is Birkin there? Is Professor Cuccio there? Are they waiting? And Thomas like, nope, it's literally just Red and me, which is really weird. What's going on? So at that point, it was like 8:40 already, and I told Thomas, hey, I overslept. And Thomas like, oh, do you want me to pick you up? That would be faster. And I'm like, yes, of course, sure. So Thomas drove his Tesla to my apartment, picked me up, and went away. I grabbed my bread, my matcha bread, and I ate half of it. I got a water bottle, I got a script inside my diagonal bag. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock. So I arrived at the campus, and there really is no one there. It's just Thomas, me, and Red, which is really weird. Where the hell is everyone else? Okay, I know Carly's going there directly. Where's Professor Cuccio? Where's Benny? So I texted Benny, and Benny said he's like 20 minutes away. And then I texted Birkin, no response. So Thomas called Birkin, and that's when we realized that Birkin's even later than I am. So Birkin arrived on a motorcycle at some point and joined us. So now it's me, Thomas, Red, and Birkin in a car. And now we're like starting to panic a little bit because where's Professor Cuccio? And so I told Benny, you know what, just go directly to the first house. Carly's going directly. And then like, whoa, hold on. So now in Thomas's Tesla, it's Thomas driving, me at the shotgun, Red behind me, and then Birkin. Where's the fucking professor? Where's Professor Cuccio? So Birkin texted Professor Cuccio, and Cuccio literally just woke up and texted back. So Birkin was like, hey, Professor, where are you? We're doing a location scout. And Professor literally just woke up and said, wait, what? Nobody told me about this. What do you mean nobody told you about this? Birkin's told you this many times. According to Benny, I called Benny a couple times. Benny said he's told Cuccio 7 times. I've mentioned this to Cuccio at least once. Carly's definitely talked to Cuccio about the location scout, and yet Cuccio had no idea that the location scout is happening today. What in the fuck is going on? And it was really awkward, and I'm also not a morning person, so everything is sort of like a hazy blur, like a mess, and it's scuffed as hell. We have no idea what to do. So originally we were to arrive at the first house at 9:30 a.m. Carly's mom's friend's house. And we kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And the plans keep changing. So we ended up going to a gas station because Thomas needs to go to the bathroom and Birkin needs to buy water. We ended up going to a gas station, and we went back, and so I told Benny to just go to CMD. So instead, here's the plan. Thomas and Birkin will go to literally outside of Professor Cuccio's house to pick Professor Cuccio up from his fucking house. And Professor Cuccio was texting in the middle of his shower. He's taking a shower right now. Meanwhile, I and Red get off Thomas's car and get into Benny's car, and we go there in 3 cars. So that's what happened. By the time we arrived at the first house, it was like 10:20. So we were late by 50 minutes. But it's okay. But the thing is, again, at 11, we have the second house, the modern house, and at 11:20, Benny is to drive Red back to Manhattan Beach to work. So all the way from the freaking north to the freaking south, which is absolutely insane. The schedule is really tight. But anyways, everyone arrived safe and sound. Professor Cuccio is here, Carly's here, everyone's here. And we visited the first house, Carly's mom's friend's house. And holy shit, there are only so few moments in my life when I am able to visit such a luxurious house. The woman makes $10,000 a day. A day. Are you fucking kidding me? A day. 10,000 a day is 300,000 a month. Now 3 times 12 is 36, so 300,000. 33,000, so that's 3.6 million. She's a millionaire. She's a millionaire, guys. What the fuck is this? It's a huge house, 2 stories, and we went around Cuccio, and we were on our best behavior because Cuccio's here, and also it's Carly's mom's friend. But yeah, we walked around, and it's really spacious, it's really beautiful, and it genuinely works out. And I walked around and we started reenacting scenes, me with Benny, while Carl and Cuccio just went off and started going from room to room. And I planned to leave this house at around 10:45, but we ended up staying until like 11:15. But Cuccio was in love with this house. Cuccio was like, wow, it's almost like this house is made for me. This house is so beautiful and it's for free. That's crazy. Like it's like this is like a 1 in a million and a billion chance. This is perfect. So Cuccio is like starstruck by this freaking house. And I can tell Red is already being nervous, like I have to get back to work, we need to move on, but then he can't say anything because Cuccio is literally right there and he doesn't want to, make it, hurry for Cuccio. So it's just really awkward, and we stood outside at the backyard, outside the pool for like a solid 15 minutes just standing and talking. But anyways, Cuccio was in love with this place, it's amazing, and we moved on to our second house. And so I texted the guy saying that we're going to push the appointment from 11 to 11:15 or 20, and we ended up arriving at the second house at 11:30. And we spent way less time touring that house because A, me and Benny, we've been here before, Thomas as well. B, Cuccio was already dead set on the first house. Cuccio looked around and was like, yep, this is not. Cuccio looked around and you can tell by his face, he's like, yep, this is not it. There was even a very hilarious moment where the house owner of the second house was like, I know he's trying to be nice, but he just came off like an ignorant, cocky guy, and he was like, oh, congratulations, Professor Cuccio, for like making this movie. Is this like your first time or something? And Cuccio was patient about it. Cuccio was like, no, I was actually hired in 2010 and I taught at USC, but then I changed blah 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 blah. And it's kind of awkward and it's kind of funny, but it's pretty much dead set. Cuccio was like, nope, this house is not it. This house, like, even without having seen the first house, the second house, I would say no, because it's just too small and too cramped, and geographically it doesn't make any sense. So at the end of the day, the house that Eric suggested to me and the one I found didn't even fucking matter. Cuccio was in love with the first house, and we're pretty much dead set. And then the next 20 minutes, we basically stood on that slope outside of the second house and just talked. And we had a little production meeting essentially about other locations, about the churches, about Benny submitting a softened script to the churches, to the archdiocese, about the fundraising, and how Carly is saying that only Carly, Bree, and Zach are doing the work, spreading the word for the Indiegogo page. And Red at that point was just freaking out. Like, he looks calm, but in the inside I can tell he's freaking out. He's really freaking stressed. He needs to go back to work ASAP. So it's pretty crazy, and I tried my best to help him because I feel his pain. So I reminded Benny, like, Benny, hey, let's drive Red back. And then Red told Carly, and Carly's like, hey, yeah, let's drive Red back. But yeah, essentially there's that. Red and Benny leaves. I went with Thomas. At one point, I don't know, I guess I wasn't a morning person, but I said something dumb, and that is I walked up to Thomas and I said, you're sure you want to be the line producer, right? And that seems like a very insane, preposterous thing to say because it's already dead set that Thomas is the line producer. But Thomas is not happy with line producer, but then at the same time he likes the title and he likes the power that title suggests. So me saying it in front of Birkin and fucking Professor Cuccio was like a big blunder, Thankfully, they didn't really mind it. Kuchio probably didn't even hear it. But Thomas was pretty pissed. Like, why did you throw me under the bus? And I said, I wasn't throwing you under the bus. I was trying to support you. But anyways, Birkin probably even forgot about that little quip that I made. Me, Kuchio, me at the back seat. Birkin, Kuchio, Thomas driving. We went all the way back. Kuchio needs to find a flower shop to buy a bouquet of flowers so that he could go to the Broad to attend a concert, which apparently Leslie's also there performing second violin. What the fuck's happening, right? Anyways, that's happening. Because Leslie told me later on WhatsApp. But before dropping Kuchio off, Thomas dropped me and Birkin off, and Birkin talked to Kuchio about, you know, film schools in Europe because Birkin wants to go to Spain and Italy. And I thought that this is a great opportunity for me to ask Kuchio about internships, so I told him about it. And I was like, it was almost like a really friendly conversation. Again, like, Kuchio's a really fucking scary, intense person, but then if you say the right words at the right time, you can really, really please the man. So that's what I basically did, and he basically forwarded an email that he received to me about summer internships, like film-related internships. So I guess the job I have right now is to email all of them and ask them if they're hiring international students. Anyways, I was dropped off at CMD, and then me and Birkin was like, we're both starving. Birkin's like, you want to go somewhere to eat? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So we went to Cafe Rousseau, even though I prefer somewhere like more like actual meal, like McDonald's, and that's not even like good meal, just a fast food. But we went to Cafe Rousseau instead. I spent $10 on a cup of hot mocha and a plain croissant, and I ate it, and I was super hungry, and that's barely enough at all. Today's definitely the hungriest days of the year for me. But yeah, Birkin left, and then I stood outside of that cafe and I started strolling back and forth, listening to music for like 40 minutes. I don't want to sit inside because I don't like listening to music indoors, but also I want to go out and breathe the fresh air. But yeah, and then at that point, my stomachache started to begin. But it isn't my stereotypical stomachache, it's more like just uncomfortable. And that's awful because today is a terrible day to have stomachache because the toilet is so clogged. I can't use it. So I need to endure it basically. More on that later. But anyways, at 2:15 p.m. ish, after loosely telling Pepper and Potter, let's just Uber together, let's just Uber over to Whittier. Pepper and Potter, they agreed, and Pepper's calling the Uber. I told Potter that Pepper's doing it. I told Pepper where I am. Potter told Pepper where he is, and then we all organized it, and then it happened. So again, it's so easy for me to ask people to hang out in such insane extraneous conditions. I don't even know what extraneous means. Like, in such extreme conditions, like, okay, you're all the way over that way, you're all the way over that way. Just call an Uber, pick me up here, pick me up there, boom, 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 and then we'll be off in the other side of the city or something. And it was so nonchalant for me, like, because I have so much experience in the last few weeks just disappearing in this place, appearing in Malibu, appearing in Koreatown, appearing in freaking Mar Vista, appearing in fucking Monterey Park, just left and right, just boom, 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 all over the place. So I'm not even like, I'm so nonchalant about this. I was actually surprised how skilled I am at just organizing and just telling people to just, okay, show up here, do this, do that, boom, 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 and then logistically we'll all end up together in a car, which is what happened. Uber car came and picked me up, went to Pepper's place, picked Pepper up, went to Potter's house, picked Potter up, and then we zoomed over to Whittier. And I talked a little bit more about Film 33. I talked a little bit more about admissions and whatever. Apparently LMU also rejected Pepper. But yeah, Pepper acted pretty friendly towards me. I think pretty much the same level of friendliness as she was. Not peak, but like somewhat, you know. Like, it's not close to the peak friendliness that we had, but still. But anyways, we arrived at Whittier at around 3:30, and I thought it's going to be like Asian World Film Festival, where we just walk in and we'll immediately be given with something to do, whether it be handing out flyers or taking photos, and if we have nothing to do, we can just walk around and sit around, right? Because it's a very new, young organization. It's probably a mess anyways. We don't really care. I don't really care. I want to help out, but I thought it's just not going to be that huge of a deal. We went in, and Catherine, the founder of HKOS, isn't there. So I texted her, like, we're here, and then she's not responding. But I saw Chester, the guy whom I met in the John Elf shoot. And so we're like, since we have nothing to do, let's just go in and watch the movie. So I and Pepper, we went in, we sat together, and we watched like maybe the first half of a documentary together and a short film before that. The short film was really boring. The documentary is even more boring. I really didn't care for the movie at all. Yeah, I just really didn't care for the movie at all. I went to the bathroom, Pepper went to the bathroom. Suddenly Pepper was like, and I was so ready to just zone out throughout the entire movie, and I have nowhere to go, I have nowhere to sit, might as well like look at the screen. And then Pepper's like, and Pepper walked up to me and said, Catherine's calling you. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I and Pepper walked out, and I thought it's gonna be like Catherine saying hi and giving us something to do. Catherine was fucking pissed. She pulled me and Pepper to a side and started yelling at us. She said, okay, I know like we're not like that close or anything, but as a film professor, and you guys are film students, right? So you are students, I'm the professor, and I need to yell at you. What you did is so wrong, and I'm really, really pissed about this. So first of all, you didn't tell me that you were going to show up until Thursday, and Friday's the first day of the film festival, and you're showing up this Sunday. And I told you guys that you will show up for the last screening, yet you come so early. And then another thing is, I asked you to come and help take photos, but you didn't bring your own cameras. And on top of that, when we organized this film festival, you two weren't responsive enough, and you two didn't do much. Especially you, Pepper. You didn't do anything. Now, okay, you're gonna think I'm crazy, you're gonna think I'm a crazy psycho woman. Fine, then don't come here anymore. Don't work for us anymore. But remember, I'm not the head of the organization. This organization belongs to Hong Kongers. If you keep doing this, you're going to fail in the future. This is so unprofessional. And, okay, first of all, me being unresponsive and me saying this really late, I know it's kind of my fault. But also, last time I came here to help out in this exact same theater, I was given cameras. I didn't know that I had to bring my own camera. I thought Hong would show up. Hong, turns out, has returned to Hong Kong. Second of all, I tried to find the Google spreadsheet to apply as volunteer. I couldn't fucking find it, so I decided to text you directly. Third of all, and she even said, like, okay, so now you're empty-handed. You're here and you have nothing to do. You might as well just pay for the movie tickets and go in and watch the movies, because we're losing money now. So just watch the movies, or you can get out. Now, I'm not going to be as mean as to just literally kick you out of here, but at least pay the movie tickets, which is so fucking petty. And I'm not that angry at her, because I understand why she's acting this way. This is a film festival, and the first film festival for the organization, and she's probably extremely stressed. I totally could understand why she's so stressed. She's probably taking out some of that stress and anger on me and Pepper. And it's been a long ass time since I've been yelled at like this, and I just stood there and I just nodded. I don't even want to fight back. Pepper the same. Pepper was even more cowardly than me. Like, Pepper was just like in total shock, and was like, and like she's like literally hurting. For me, it was more strategic. Like, I took in all the yelling and the critiques from Catherine, but at the same time, I really like, I had a filter, you know, like it's going into me, but it's not hurting me personally anymore. I'm not taking any of this personally anymore. I know she's stressed. I just feel bad for her, you know. And then I told her, well, last time I came here, cameras were provided by Hong, and she's like, well, Hong isn't here, and then she just walks away. So Pepper went to the bathroom, and I stood outside the bathroom, and then Chester and this other tall Hong Kong guy came up to me and patted me on the shoulder and said, hey, what did she say to you? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. And I basically explain what's going on. And they're like, okay, man, we're going to cover for you. Enoch, we're going to cover for you. We're going to figure this out. It's all right. If she wants you to pay for the tickets, I'll handle them. Okay, I'll pay for you. Okay. And I'm like, yeah, that's okay. So afterwards, so apparently Potter has disappeared in some cafe and the Coffee Bean nearby. So me and Pepper, we went to the Coffee Bean and we met up with Potter and we basically explained the situation. And I don't know why, but I was so well spoken at that point in Cantonese, I just explained the whole thing. And then we basically chilled at that cafe for about an hour, and I was dying in hunger. The whole day I had one green tea bread from Nijia Market, a plain croissant and a cup of coffee, and that's it. And, you know, as a college student, that should work, but I am Enoch. If I don't eat a lot of food, I get really hungry really fast. So I was dying of hunger, but then I also don't want to spend money anymore, and I thought they're probably going to give me some food, but then also they probably won't. I don't really know, but Chester DM'd me saying, come back before 6:30. So at around 6:20, me, Pepper, Potter, we went back, and we're basically prepared for the final screening of the entire festival. 2 half-an-hour-long short films plus a 2-hour-long feature film, and I was given a GoPro, Pepper was given a Canon camera with a 28 lens and a 50 lens, and Potter used his own Canon camera from Photo 1 class, and Chester also has his own Blackmagic with a tripod on and Canon 24 to 50 lens. So we started filming everything, I started filming everything, and at that point it was like, oh my god, like why is Catherine so mad? And it's like a huge freaking deal. And I was just prepared to just face her again. Like, okay, I'll apologize and I'll act accordingly. But instead, Catherine showed up again and in front of Pepper and me. And she basically told Pepper, like, hey, look, remember what I just said? They're so true, but just remember, don't hold grudges, okay? Don't hold grudges. Like, let's just work this out together. I can really tell because at the end of the day, this HKOS organization, it needs help. If she's really mean towards her own volunteers and make us want to leave, it's her loss. So of course she doesn't want to piss us off. So at the end she sort of takes it back. Like she said, okay, first of all, I am still in the right, I'm not in the wrong, but still, you know, like it's your, you know, like let's just put it in the past, okay? Like don't hold grudges, okay? I'm sorry I'm a little mean, okay? But then remember, I'm not in the wrong, but then also I'm sorry I'm a little mean. But I'm like, okay. So we started filming and whatever. And then we went to this theater again, and we basically went through the entire 2 half-an-hour-long short films and the whole movie, which I didn't expect to sit through the whole movie. Now, I wanted to watch the movie, but I didn't really plan to watch the 2 short films, but I really had nowhere else to go. So I basically sat through the entire 3-hour thing, and honestly, I am happy that I did, because the movie's surprisingly good, and the first short film is but the second short film is really freaking amazing. Anyways, I continue filming it. I almost cried, by the way. But yeah, Pepper also sat through the whole thing. Potter left at some point after the 2 short films to go to the bathroom, and then he sat somewhere else. But yeah, and then it ended at around 10. We left. And Catherine again apologized, not really apologized, but was like, okay, just don't hold grudges. And then she's happy and fine all over again. I guess once the film festival has officially finished, she's just like, okay, you know, like, now I'm relieved. Like, all the stress is suddenly gone. All the anger is suddenly gone. So yeah, me, Pepper, and Potter, we continued to take photos and whatever, and I filmed. Aside from the HKOS stand outside of the theater, there's also a San Diego Hong Kong club thing. And I thought they are a part of HKOS, and I filmed them, and they're like, who are you? And they even start speaking to me in English, like, here are our banners, here are some, like, posters. And they're like, who are you? What are you doing here? And I'm like, oh, I'm with the HKOS. Are you two, like, not with them? And they're like, oh yeah, we're not with them, but we're, like, partners. And they sort of forced me to write down my name and my email and my phone number on, like, a form, and my age and, like, what type of person I am, like, student or like a worker or something. Like, it's kind of weird. And I did write down my actual name, but I don't really care. I'm not gonna go to San Diego anyways, but I appreciate the effort. Yeah, Pepper called an Uber again, 3 of us, and then at some point at around 10:30 we left. And that's pretty much it. I arrived home at around 11:30. We stayed on the car, mostly silent. But yeah, you know, we went back, and I was so fucking hungry. I stole tons of biscuits, and I ate 3 of them because I was so goddamn hungry, but I don't want to keep eating biscuits. And so I came back home and I had some raw cabbage salad, some beef ravioli, I finished them all, and also pork slices, a little sandwich, a little turkey breast. That's it, I'm done. And then, after that, actually before that, I actually managed to unclog the fucking toilet. Holy fucking shit. Literally. It's disgusting, it looks terrible, but the water level has descended to very low, and then I flushed it again, and it's back up again, but it's way more diluted, and it kept plunging it, and at first it didn't work, and I'm like, fuck, let's just give up. And I'm like, no, let me try it once more. And I plunged it about 20 more times, and then just magically, miraculously, it just flushes, it all goes away. Holy shit, I couldn't believe my eyes. So, it's unclogged now, and I spent a little time cleaning everything up. I poured bleach into the toilet bowl and everything, and cleaned up everything inside, upside down, whatever. So, it's all done now. It's all done and clean, and yippee-ki-yay, you know, essentially there's that. So yeah, that's a good thing, and hopefully it goes well. Alright, time now is 9:18 a.m. in the morning on May 1st. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to May. Woo! The air vent is on magically again. So I have slept from 3? Yeah, I've slept from, I think, around 3-ish. Actually, I think maybe 3:30 until 9. And, yeah, I think 3-ish, like 3:05 maybe. And here I am. I don't know, I just really want to sleep. I just really want to freaking sleep. And the thing is, until Friday, I can't wake up naturally at all, so that's great. But yeah, you know, at least the toilet is unclogged, so that's beautiful, that's amazing. So here's the plan for today. Today, I'm going to go to Photo 1, and then afterwards, I may go to Ralph's, because I'm still running out of food. And lately I'm just not interested in any food at all. I'm just not. Like, I thought about what type of food I want. Salmon, carne asada, steak, pork chops. Like, I already have them all. I really don't care anymore. I really don't want to eat food anymore. Food is so boring to me, because it's always the same type of fucking shit. And I can never recreate the type of food that I was able to eat back in Hong Kong. It's so boring. So, yeah, there's that. I don't know, but we'll see. I have to go to Ralph's regardless. Yeah, anyways. Anyways, there are a bunch of small things I really need to do today. I need to complete The Virgin. I'm so close to completing it. I'm like 2 scenes away. I'm like 1 scene away, actually. 1 more scene and I'm done with the fucking script. And I want it to be done by Wednesday, before Wednesday, because on Wednesday, I want to say something to Leslie. And it's not going to be anything super shocking, but it's just going to be... I'm just going to tell her I lied. I'm actually in love with someone. So that's that. Yeah, and I want to edit my Japan vlogs. I want to edit my short film. I want to, I'm going to call a CMD counselor today. I'm going to continue to do some follow-up for my Film 33 locations. I'm just stuck. I'm stuck at a standstill because people are not responding to my emails. People are not writing back. There's no progress on anything at all. I can't find the church because they got this $2 million insurance thing, and the school only has $1 million in liability insurance. I can't find the farmer's market because they're not writing back. Montana Avenue, theoretically, we got it already, but I'm gonna have to speak to Aero Theater to confirm it, I guess. Yeah, I don't fucking know. At least we got the big house. At least we got Frank's house, right? Yeah, you know, after Leslie told me that she's playing the violin, first of all, I'm impressed. Like, she constantly impresses me. That's so fucking nice that every single day, every time I speak to Leslie, she would pull up something random and impress me. I know she plays the violin, but she reminded me. Like, I almost forgot about it. And it's just so cool, so multi-talented, but also she's like bouncing all around. Imagine having to care about your Film 32 scene, having to care about Film 33 work, and then now you have to perform a piece on a violin. Like, that's fucking wild. It's just, I'm impressed. And then I responded saying, now I want to hear you play. And she didn't read that or respond to that. I bet she read the notification, but she didn't really think much. I just thought, was that a little too much? Was that a little aggressive? So yesterday I started like trying to see myself through her eyes. Like, okay, I met this guy since October last year. He's kind of skinny, kind of silly. Seems like a fun, nice guy to work with. You know, really nice. Doesn't, you know, never gets mad. Whatever. And then, oh, you know, she's actually a little interesting. A little bit, because she's quiet, but he does his own stuff on Instagram. That's what Carly said. Oh, you know, he's actually a little bit edgy. He writes sad poems. He listens to sad music. He likes sad movies. He's got a very art house taste in films. Okay, pretty interesting. He's like a softie. He's helping me out with the script. I just can't think of it in her eyes. I just can't. There's like, who the hell knows what Leslie thinks? How the hell? Yeah, anyways. Another thought I had was, if this is the end, like after I help out with Leslie with her Film 32 and then we just stop contacting each other and we're done, I think even 10 years from now I would look back and I will remember, oh, this Chinese girl I met, she's one of the most interesting girls I've ever met, and there's just something so alluring about her, because again, with the whole like the story, like she's the only person in the world who could tell me a love story out of the blue on the spot and then make me cry after I go back home because it's such a beautiful story. Like, no one else has ever done that to me before. That's so impressive. And I don't know. I think she's under the idea that I could be a romantic. But I'm also so goddamn romantic without even realizing it. But I'm also so goddamn aromantic. But hey, at least she knows my name and she remembers me and she needs my help. I'm gonna tell her that actually. I'm gonna tell her, thank you for needing my help. Like, I forgot the last time someone needed my help. But then, of course, the last time someone needed my help was freaking Miles asking me to help out with the short film. People asking me for help for location scouting. Tova asking me for help for her short film. Cliff asking me for help for his short film. John L asking me for help. But like in Hong Kong, that never fucking happens. In Hong Kong, nobody needs me. I'm like rejected on the streets. I'm like, everybody's got someone else, and I'm just like this outsider. So that would be kind of a bold-faced lie. I don't know. But either way, once I finish the Virgin script, this needs to go on. I must tell Leslie the truth at some point. Before it's too late. Before the semester just ends and I tell her and she's like, well, I don't fucking care. You're transferring. I'm staying. We're not gonna see each other ever again. Fuck that, you know? So, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Alright, just came back from Ralph's. This is what I got. This is about $52, which is not bad. I got some chicken drumsticks. I got bread. I can't find brioche bread, so I just got this stupid, insane stack of white bread all for myself. Some tortillas, Butterfingers, Cadbury caramel chocolate, a couple cans of tomato sauce, 12 brown eggs, and then a pair, I've never bought that before, beef for tacos, ground beef. I got ice cream, this raspberry cookies and cream, very curious, peas and carrots, never bought that before, black beans, finally 2 cucumbers. Alright, it's 7:32 p.m. Just came back home from Ralph's and I had a bunch of popcorn. That's from Beau is Afraid from last Wednesday. Was it last Wednesday? Or was it last Wednesday? Holy crap, it's been a while. So, yeah, I don't know, yeah, from last Wednesday. Yeah. So, I want to update you guys on what Leslie spoke to me about, because yesterday and today Leslie also texted me, but it's nothing personal or funny or anything like that, which is something that I would wish. Instead, it's Leslie asked me where could she buy fish, because she spent $30-something on a lighter, $20-something on an ashtray for the cigarettes, for her scene in film 32, and then she wants to buy a fish and a fish tank just for her scene, and it's gonna cost like, I don't know, a few $100s or something, which is pretty fucking insane. And she asked me, and I tried to look. I went to Yelp, I couldn't find much, and I said, well, why not just like ask someone if they have fish and just borrow it? You know, you're saving yourself time and money to buy them, and then after using that fish, you can just give it back to them. And then Leslie's like, no, we don't borrow pets. And that's true, borrowing pets is like a lot more difficult and troublesome, but it also saves so much time and money. I could just ask. I'm sure somebody in this college owns a fish tank. So that's that. But Leslie just refused my help, so she just went on with it. And then today, Leslie asked me, she sent me a screenshot of a photo of a drill in Film Theory 3, and it's like a curtain, and like Andrew's in the shot, Jonathan's in the shot, and Ariel's in the shot. Andrew, the big Latino. And she asked me if she could use this curtain. She asked me who owns the curtain, and I said, okay, I'm going to ask Red. And I asked Red. I immediately asked Lolly, and then Red doesn't know. Lolly said it's probably Trinity, so I texted Trinity. And Eric showed up today at Photo 1. Oh yeah, I haven't talked about today at all. So I went to Photo 1. I was right on time. I thought I'm going to be late, but because I walked to the second bus stop, the bus immediately showed up right on time, so that's great. I didn't even need to run. I actually did run a little bit at the end. I got into class and I was on time. Eric's there, and I spoke to Eric a lot. Aiden the Hidden Hong Kong showed up, but Aiden the Hidden Hong Kong and the Beijing guy spoke a lot. But yeah, and they spoke in Mandarin, and it's like, oh, okay. But yeah, I asked Eric whose it is. Eric doesn't know. I updated Eric a little bit on the whole situation that we're going to film in Encino. It's like confirmed now. But yeah, you know, essentially there's that. Now, I accidentally sent Lolly a photo of the fish that Leslie sent me. Siamese fighting fish. A screenshot made by Leslie sent to me because she said she found a fish. And she said she found it in a pet shop near her place. And I'm like, okay, that's great. Great news. Siamese fighting fish. So I sent it. I accidentally sent that to Lolly, and I tried to immediately unsend it. And Lolly said, nice fish. And I said, whoops, wrong photo. I sent her the curtain, and she said it belongs to Trinity. So I asked Eric for Trinity's number. And Eric immediately gave it to me, and I immediately texted Trinity, hey, is this your curtain? Can you bring it? And she asked me, does this friend need it? And I said, Wednesday. And she said, no, I have work, I can't bring it. It kind of sucks that she lives in the valley. She's a valley girl. So, yeah. So I can't get that curtain. I told Leslie, you know, why am I asking people around for you anyways? Like, shouldn't this be a production designer job? Like, once again, Leslie's trying to do everyone's jobs. There's a production designer doing this for you. Why are you taking care of this? Let them take care of it. You know? And then she didn't respond to that. So, that's that. So that's basically today, Photo 1. Aiden drove me back home. We talked a little bit about music, a little bit about food. Dropped me off, whatever. Apparently, she just went back home last week from San Diego, like last Saturday night. And she drove back to LA at 4 a.m. in the morning, and he and a friend went to like the clubs and something. And then like next week he's going to New York with his brother to have fun, and he's gonna skip class again just for that. So, you know, great life. I can't do that. I got so much obligations here. Yeah, anyways, Aiden drove me back home. I went back home, cooked myself a instant noodle real quick, 1 sec. And then for some reason, I just don't feel right. I'm not hungry. I mean, I'm hungry, but I just don't want to eat food anymore. And I feel kind of agitated, and I just didn't know what to do. I just listened to a lot of noisy music, like Death Grips, and banged my head really hard. And it's almost nostalgic. I've never banged my head this hard. It's been a while. And I just didn't know. I just feel stuck. And it's like boredom without boredom. It's like I have things to do, but I feel bored, I feel stuck, and I feel like everything's stuck. So I called the counselor. I went to check for the CMD counselor because Michelle told me to find a CMD counselor. I can't. It says the time frames are unavailable. What the fuck? And then I went to I downloaded an app just so that I could call the counselors, the general counselors of the college, and I had to wait 1.5 hours. In the meantime, I called Aero Theater. They're not picking up. I called them for the location scout for Film Theory 3. I checked Farmers Market email, they still haven't responded. It's been 7 days. So we're literally at a standstill. Like, I can't call anyone. I can't speak to anyone. I literally can't. I literally cannot do anything. So I just feel really stuck. But one thing I did that's really cool is I actually added a new screen protector on my phone. And as it turns out, the sheet of thin sheet on top of my phone wasn't a screen protector. It's actually a flimsy little plastic sheet. The whole time on my phone. I've been using this phone for 2.5 years. The whole time. More than 2.5 years. It's just a thin plastic sheet. I'm kind of surprised that this phone is not broken. But yeah, holy crap, man. I just dropped my passport and all the other stuff on the ground. Okay. So yeah, essentially there's that. So right now I'm gonna sweep the floor. I don't want to eat dinner too early. I'm gonna sweep the floor and then I'll make myself dinner. And then the story goes on, I hope. So the thing is, today's the deadline for CSUN and Long Beach decisions. I called the general counselor, and the counselor was this old woman who seems to be very impatient and very confused. I know telling her all my situation means nothing, but might as well ask her. And I told her, oh, I got LMU screenwriting, I got CSUN this, and Long Beach that. Are you fucking kidding me? So yeah, I told her all that and fuck off. I told her all that and she's just really confused. And she's like, just speak to CMD counselor. You know, and then she said, oh, actually they don't receive appointments anymore. Just drop in and call them. And I literally can't find a spot where I can literally drop in and call the fucking CMD counselors. The fucking college has banned me from having counseling services for some fucking reason. So I figured this out myself. I spoke with Michelle, and Michelle said to me, like, well, what school benefits you the most? And Michelle obviously wants me to get into Long Beach so that she could have me at least in that same school, but the truth is, I'm not going to the same school as she is. In fact, I don't think I'll be going to the same school with most of the people I know here. A lot of people here are just gonna die and leave my life. That's the brutal truth, okay? Like it or not. I'm transferring, it's gonna be like the end of everything all over again. So I said, you know, from what I know right now, LMU. Because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna transfer anymore. I came to my community college right now because I want to transfer. The number one reason why I came to this community college is because the transfer rates are high. But the thing is, I'm not going to transfer anymore. This is going to be the last 2 years of my studying life. My life as a student, this is going to be the last 2 years. So I want to live to the fullest. Like, not only learning film and film experience and stuff, but also knowing a lot of people, joining club and activities, expanding, really participating in all sorts of crazy ass activities, and really just live the fullest. And CSUN and Long Beach, they're kind of Cal State universities. They're just not as expanded and connected. So out of the 3 choices I have now, Long Beach, CSUN, and LMU would be the answer. Sure, screenwriting for 2 years straight, it's gonna suck a little bit, but the connections and the clubs are worth it. And of course, if USC takes me, I'm going to USC. It's fucking hell. I'm going there immediately. And of course, I'm appealing to UCLA. So, if UCLA accepts me, hell fucking yes. That's a total win. But yeah, that's essentially today. I want to speak more to Leslie. I don't know. I feel like I want to show Leslie how much I hate myself. But the thing is, I don't hate myself as much anymore as I used to. And also another thing is, what strikes me is that back in the secondary school days, I don't actively hate myself. And that's the big fucking difference. And that is, back in the days, back in Form 5, Form 6, I don't speak to my phone every day and go, I hate myself, I'm a loser, blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't. I keep describing the things around me. And I keep saying things like, oh, Natalie's doing this, Leo's doing this, Pink's doing this, Kingsley's doing this. And I don't talk about myself often. Or I do talk about myself, but it's like, I don't actively think that I hate myself. I feel that I hate myself. I feel hateful against myself, but I don't actively think it. Because I always try to think different things. I always pretend that there's a way out. That, oh, I'm getting close to Natalie now. That's great. Oh, I'm getting close to the potato gang. I'm getting close to Mary. I always give myself false hope. But in reality, it's really miserable. And that's a big difference. So if I want to like develop self-hatred again right now, I'm not going to actively think I hate myself. I give myself false hope. And that actually makes it even more miserable for me. Yeah. I don't know. I just want to talk personal shit with Leslie. I still really like her, even with her terrible hairdo. Even though her voice is not the softest, gentlest. Unlike Mary. Mary's voice is like godly. Leslie's voice is rough. You know, and Leslie's not the most like skincare person ever. But just based off of her personality, like there's so much to explore from her. There's just so much. I gotta tell her that, you know. Alright, I'm gonna like make my hair like this so that I would look as ugly as possible. I look like a hammer, you know, really nice, and then flat at the top, perking up at the side. I look like a fucking pancake. I really love it. And then in the back, it's not like poking out as well, so it's just like at the side, you know, like a hammerhead shark. Yeah, time now is 9:23. Just finished dinner, which is a couple of codfishes, penne pasta, and the kit Caesar salad. It's kind of bland. I'm literally like not interested in eating food anymore. Yeah, like food to me is just like nutrition. That's it. Like there's literally no other purpose in eating food anymore. I just don't really care anymore. Cedric DM'd me a photo, so that's cool. Haven't spoken to a guy in a while. Haven't spoken to Natalie in a while. That's the truth. I've been meaning to speak to her since spring break. But one thing that I've been meaning to do since spring break, and I finally done it today, was I swept the floor. And it's dirty and disgusting and stinky as hell. But at least it's swept now, so that's great. Also, I don't blame myself. It's the outside. It's people wearing shoes on the outside and ruining everything. So every time I walk out, literally for the last 1.5 months, every time I walk out, I do this. Like I make sure the bottom of my shoe doesn't touch the ground. And then if it does, I come back, I have to wash my shoes. I do that every single fucking day, like 3 times. Why do you have to make me do that? Fuck you. But anyways, that's pretty much it for today. I don't got much to talk about or do. I'm gonna try to... Really, as far as location scouting goes, I really don't know what the fuck's going on. Farmer's Market's not responding. I guess I'll just ask again. At least we got Frank's house. Montana Avenue should be the easiest to get. I'm gonna talk to Aero Theater at some point, whatever. But once they're okay with it, I got the permit, we can literally just film there. It's so easy. And then fucking Skylar's backyard, I think that's easy too. We just need to get the permit through Torrance instead of Santa Monica. Easy peasy, fucking, yeah, you know, that's pretty much it. Oh, and then the Google form. You know what, I'll make it tonight. I'll make the Google form tonight. Yeah, I'll edit Japan, I'll film the last couple of scenes for my short film. You know what, I'm gonna call my mom. That's what I'm gonna do. My mom got COVID, finally, after 3 years. And my brother's cooking food for her, which is great, you know, I'm happy about that. I just want to call her and ask her how's it going, you know. I don't know, I feel like pleasing Leslie and impressing Leslie is like 100 times more difficult than impressing Pepper. I mean, first of all, Pepper isn't like head over heels in love with me or anything like that. That's fucking stupid. No one's ever gonna be in love with me. Look at this fuck face. Look at this hammerhead shark. goofy fuckface. No one's ever gonna love me. Let's just face that, okay? But at least impress someone, you know. And I don't know. I don't know how am I gonna impress her. I just feel like no matter what I say, she's just gonna react with, okay. But the thing is, like, I know she's a lot more complicated than that. Like for Pepper, when Pepper says okay, it's literally just an okay. But Leslie's a fucking thinker. She thinks. So that's dangerous. I mean, I think. So I know how dangerous it is to speak to someone who overthinks. So I don't know. I really got to figure this out. I think I don't know. For now, I just hope for the best for her scene. Yeah, that's that. In any case, after Wednesday, hopefully we get to hang out a little bit, have a little celebration, you know, drink, whatever, fucking whatever, and then we'll celebrate. Yeah, I don't know. Congratulations on your admission offer to Cal State Long Beach. Blah 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 blah. Accept your admission offer and submit enrollment deposit. Okay, here we go. All right, how do I do this? Long Beach Student Center. Okay, well. Next. Well, I guess I'm declining. Click the confirm decline button to confirm that you do not intend to enroll in Long Beach. All right. Sayonara. Sayonara, motherfuckers. Boom. Okay, well, I guess let's do the same for CSUN. Intend to register. Oh my god, I swear to god if this is the wrong decision. Let's hope this is the right decision. Due to enrollment limits, intend to register. Alright, here we go. We're declining, guys, we're declining. 3, 2, 1. Boom! Incomplete task, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Well, they're gonna be forever incomplete. Alright.